Hey everybody, I'm going to be talking about football concussions today, and sorry in advance about my background. I can't find a specific place to have a private moment for 5 to 6 minutes, and this is the best I could come up with. So, work with me here, we'll get through it. It should be a good video. Okay, so about football concussions, there are other ways to prevent concussions. An example is playing another sport, because football is without a doubt the most dangerous sport in America. And in general, one source had about 67% of football concussions related came from the head. And we all know what's inside your head is your brain. And once you get permanent brain damage, that could cause life-threatening issues and lifelong disabilities for anybody that played the game of football. I personally have had this up close experience with concussions because I was a manager for a football team for about 5 years, and I probably saw more concussions than I did more touchdowns. And that's not real good, especially from a age perspective that they're just getting started in life. And there are other ways to prevent this happening. For example, you could play basketball. I know basketball is still a dangerous sport. There's still a lot of contact with it, but it's not as much as up here. It's more in chest and legs and other body perspectives. And baseball, I know it's still a dangerous sport, but I would rather get a shot to the body from a fastball than I would have a permanent brain sorry about that. Permanent brain disability. Or men's volleyball, women's volleyball, golf, tennis, name it. There are other sports that you could play with not having the likelihood of getting a very serious concussion like the game of football. Doctors, nurses, you name it, all the science and medical people have been all over this topic for years and years and years, and eventually we know football could very likely go away because of the damage that's causing to the human body, not in just the brain, but many other parts of the body where you get hit from a full-on contact from another person. Helmets are the reason players are not permanently disabled, because they have had a tremendous upgrade from, say, the 1970s or 60s to now, because over the decades, concussions have increased exponentially and have caused a really serious issue with families and people in general that may think they want to play the game of football or need to take a step back and think about it, because they are looking at the possibilities of what could happen to you. And in general, I've had probably a good 7 or 8 of my good closest friends with a good permanent disability now from the game of football, from getting hit on the head with a football helmet, or crowning, you should say. That's what they call it. And unfortunately, I lost one this past May, not due to football-related issues, but he had permanent disabilities from playing the game of football, and he was going to be 19 years old this past week. In conclusion, I just want to tell you, I'm not saying don't play the game of football, because I love the game of football more than anybody else. But if you're concerned about your health and well-being and your family's future and your future, play a different sport. There's basketball, baseball, there's other things you can do that have less of a chance of you having a lifelong issue. that's all I have today. I'm sorry about the background, and I'm sorry I'm not looking the most prepared today. I hope everybody has a good day, and I hope everybody's video turns out well. Thank you. So long.